Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Grab a drink, settle in, and let's really dive deep into the absolute rollercoaster of a match we just witnessed between New Zealand and Egypt. This Group G clash at BC Place out in Vancouver was billed as a crucial fixture, but I don't think anyone quite predicted the sheer amount of drama, history, and tactical shifting we were going to get over these 90 minutes. Group G is officially wide open, and if you missed this one live, you missed a genuinely historic, breathless encounter. Let's start right at the first whistle because the narrative of this match was set incredibly early. The first half was all about the All-Whites completely defying the pre-match odds and breaking expectations. Egypt, with all their tournament pedigree, were expected to dominate possession and dictate the tempo. Instead, New Zealand came out with an immense amount of belief and tactical discipline. They pressed intelligently, closed down the passing lanes to the Egyptian midfield, and looked incredibly sharp on the counter. And it paid off almost immediately. Just under a minute into the game, at the 55-second mark, to be exact, New Zealand won themselves a corner. The delivery was absolutely world-class, a beautiful, floating set-piece that bypassed the front post and dropped right into the danger zone. The New Zealand attacker met it with a powerful, thumping header that absolutely buried it into the back of the net. 1-0 to New Zealand. You could hear the shock in the stadium. It was the dream start for the All-Whites and the worst nightmare for the Pharaohs. What impressed me most about New Zealand wasn't just the early goal, though, it was how they managed the rest of that first half. We've seen underdogs score early and then immediately crumble under pressure, but that didn't happen here. For the remainder of the half, they were incredibly disciplined. They locked things down defensively, maintained a compact low block, and completely frustrated Egypt's creative players. Mohamed Salah was being double-teamed every time he touched the ball, and Egypt's passing looked sluggish. As the referee blew for half-time, New Zealand walked into the tunnel holding onto that 1-0 lead. Everyone watching, from the pundits in the studio to the fans in the stands, was thinking the exact same thing. We are on the verge of witnessing history here. New Zealand was 45 minutes away from securing their first ever victory in a World Cup match. But, as the old cliché goes, football is a game of two halves. Whatever the Egyptian manager said in that locker room at halftime clearly worked, because Egypt came out for the second half looking like a completely different beast. The intensity, the urgency, the work rate, it all shifted immediately. They started moving the ball with much higher velocity, stretching the New Zealand defense from flank to flank. The breakthrough for the Pharaohs finally came just past the 3-minute mark of the second half highlights, at 3 minutes and 18 seconds. After a sustained period of heavy pressure around the New Zealand 18-yard box, the ball broke loose, and Mustafa Zico showed incredible predatory instincts. He reacted quickest, firing the ball home to level the score at 1-1. You could just feel the momentum completely swing right then and there. The stadium erupted, and the psychological weight of the match shifted. New Zealand looked a bit rattled, their legs looking heavy after chasing the ball, and Egypt smelled blood. If the equalizer was a blow to New Zealand, what happened next was a total knockout punch. Barely 11 seconds later, at 3 minutes and 29 seconds, Egypt struck again. New Zealand gave away possession cheaply right from the restart, and you simply cannot do that against world-class opposition. The ball was fed quickly, transitionally, and Mohamed Salah showed exactly why he is a global superstar. He used his explosive pace to find space, exhibited sheer composure in front of the target, and slide-timed a brilliant finish past the rushing goalkeeper to give Egypt a 2-1 lead. 2 goals in the span of 11 seconds. Just breathtaking. The Egyptian onslaught didn't stop there, either. They wanted to put this game entirely out of reach. Talk about an inspired substitution by the coaching staff. Rami Rabia was brought off the bench to add some fresh legs and stability, and he ended up making an immediate, decisive impact. At 4 minutes and 1 second, Egypt earned a set piece of their own. The cross was whipped in beautifully, and Rabia rose highest in a crowded penalty area, connecting with a clinical header that flew past the keeper to make it 3-1. 3 goals in a flash completely turned this game on its head, leaving New Zealand wondering what hit them. To their absolute credit, New Zealand didn't just throw in the towel and surrender. They showed a lot of heart in the closing stages. As Egypt began to drop a bit deeper to protect their 2-goal cushion, the All-Whites pushed bodies forward and actually carved out a massive opportunity to pull one back late in the game. At the 4-minute and 43-second mark, a golden chance fell to them inside the box, but they just couldn't convert it. A goal there would have set up a grandstand finish, but it wasn't to be. From there, Egypt showed all their veteran experience. They managed the final minutes beautifully, keeping possession in the corners, drawing smart fouls, killing the clock, and completely frustrating any late New Zealand resurgence. When the final whistle blew around the 5-minute mark, Egypt had successfully secured a monumental 3-1 victory. What a game! An incredible, fierce comeback from Egypt that proves they have the resilience to go far, and a heartbreaking collapse for New Zealand after such a promising, historic first half. But man, what a spectacular match for the neutral fans. Group G is going to be a wild ride. Thanks for listening to the breakdown, and I'll catch you all on the next match.